What is up, everybody? Still kind of waking up. We got some plans for the Subaru today. I don't know if I should look at the camera lens or if I should look at the little screen on the side. But got some plans for the Subaru today. Stock suspension is whack. We're getting it out of there. We're putting in some BC Racing coilovers. So I'm gonna head downstairs, or we are going to head downstairs. We are going to get started on that. But I'm going to get started on that. We are going to watch. I was actually expecting it to be pretty chilly today, but right now, I think it's like 9 in the morning, and it ain't bad. So we're going to come over here. I did buy these used. I got them for a pretty good deal, because one of the bottom mounts that goes, what is it, to your hub? I can't remember. Anyways, that has ceased. So I've had them sitting overnight here, and they have been soaking with penetrating oil. I'm gonna try and get that one unseized, and then I gotta put the top hats back on the front, and we can get started. I'm also gonna jack the car up and remove one of the front wheels. I'm gonna show you how to do that one. Then I'm going to switch to the other side, get that one done real quick since we'll already know how to do it, and then I'll come over to the back. All in all, I believe there is like 5 bolts on each corner, so overall you're 20 bolts holding this in. So I did a quick measurement here of just how much that spring decompresses when you raise it up. So when it was lowered, there was about an inch and a half of gap in that wheel well, and then I raised it up, I lowered it again, so it was 5.5 then, so you're 4 inches of decompression when that wheel is fully dropped down. And so what we're going to do with that information is take it over to the coilover, because you want it to be, let's say you want it flush, then you're going to lower it an inch more than the stock one, minus an inch and a half. So you're gonna measure the stock length of that strut, and then you're gonna take off 2 inches. No, that's not right. Well, let me get back to you real quick. Okay, so I figured it out in my head to where it makes sense. So you're gonna take off a total of 6.5 inches to get that roughly where you want it to be. That'll give you a 1/2 inch of gap in your wheel well, so that when you put the coilovers on, they're not going to compress nearly as much as a stock setup. So you'll put those on, and that'll give you a rough estimate of where you want to be. So you'll put that on, we're going to drop the car, we're going to see where it's at and make adjustments from there. So this is what you're looking at without that tire on there. You're gonna have these 2 bolts right there. This assembly will pull forward, and then you'll have 3 top hat mounts up here that you'll have to undo, and I believe those are 14s. So we got that stock strut off right here. This is the new BC Racing coilover we will be throwing on there. I'm getting everything measured out right now and adjusted. And then we will throw her on in there and get everything mounted up. Also, now is a great time to check your brake pads and any other bushings in here. So like your end links, just take a look over everything, make sure it's all in good condition, because you're about to put it under a little bit more stress. So if you can, replace things while you're there, by all means do it. If not, just make a list, order some stuff later on, and get her done, and you'll have a car that's handling a lot better, and even better after the coilovers are in. One thing I forgot to mention is keep those bolts in order that came off the strut, because this one came off the top, and if you can see that, it's got a little lobe on it, so it needs to go back on the top. It will not fit on the bottom. So I guess it's not like you could do it wrong, but just make sure you're keeping track of everything and making sure you know where everything goes. Well, I realized I had made a very big mistake and did not check the year on the coilovers I bought. So it is for a 2014 plus, not 2008 to 2014. So it's for the newer body style. But as long as the rears fit, we can make the fronts work. The fronts are at a machine shop right now. So as long as the rears match up, we'll be fine. So that being said, let me show you what we got. Alright, so here's your actual strut assembly. And then those 3 bolts right in a row, those are what you're going to take out. Then you will come into the trunk, and I'll show you this in a bit. But you will have to remove that trunk liner to access the 2 bolts in the rear. So we've got those 3 nuts off. We're going to come over here. As you can see, I've pulled this back. You remove 4 of those clips. And then after that, it gives you access to those 2 bolts. And there's one more right behind it. It's kind of hard for you to see, just the angle that I can't get the camera to. You'll take those 2 bolts off. Then that strut assembly will fall down. You'll be able to slide the new one up. It's a lot easier if you have a friend, but right now it's just me, so I'm gonna have to make it work. And that's pretty much it for installing them. I'm gonna get everything installed, and then I'll come back and I'll show you what it looks like. All said and done, this is what you should look like. You can see that coil now in there. Everything's been adjusted and set to where I want it. Come back inside. Everything's bolted up and tightened, ready to go. Just gotta put the carpet back, and we'll be all set. So, I just got the fronts back from the machine shop. Don't know how well you can see that, but they did an awesome job at honing that out for me. That way it'll be able to work with my year's Subaru. So now I can go ahead, I can get this front on, then I can go do the other side, and we'll be able to see what it looks like on the ground, all put together, slammed. Well, it just wouldn't be a Subaru if it didn't have problems, now would it? I am leaking transmission, or gear oil. So I gotta now figure out where that's coming from. But on the plus side, she is now low. But right now that's the only plus side, because I don't know what the f***'s going on. So we turn the light on, we're gonna take a look around, see if we can't figure out why she is leaking. Well,
I'm off work.
Yeah, guess who's back? It's not leaking. I mean, it was leaking because obviously there's shit on the floor. When I was changing the coilovers, I pulled one of the stub axles out a little bit too far, and it seeped out of the case itself. So everything's good. Probably just top it off here in a bit, but it's fine. It's not blown up. It's not a new trans on top of a motor, so we'll be okay. Anywho, this is the car one last time.
One last time? They're never gonna see it again, huh?
Well, for the video, like.
They'll totally see it. You'll totally see it again. Don't worry about that.
May or may not be for sale. No, it's not for sale.
It is. 'Tis for sale. 'Tis for sale.
It is not. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We will catch you later.
Have a great night or day, whatever you're watching this on.